So I'm out here on the beach at Mokwa, and I just came back from the post office. Picked up this thing. This is the Felt Tarot. I got a preview copy. So it's starting to rain, but this is the book and the deck, and I'm gonna do some more work with it, but I thought I would open it here on the beach. This is the code. If you can scan this, it will take you straight to the Kickstarter campaign. Yay! Which starts on May 6th. Look at this. This bird just was so not afraid of me. Bird. It's a goal in life to be invisible to nature. But I gotta go. I'll be back with a full review. Hello YouTube, this is Tammy Pie, and I'm back with another video. I'm here today to do something I have never done before, and that is I have got the preview copy of the Felt Tarot by Jamie Sawyer. And you know I am a huge Jamie Sawyer super fan. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the deck, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to reorder it because I've been playing with the deck, all right? We're going to go through the deck. We're going to look at the guidebook a little bit because I think the guidebook is beautiful. And I mean, not beautiful as in it was made to look like a gilded, magnificent book. It's beautiful in that she wrote some really beautiful tarot meanings for these cards. And then we're going to do some creative divination, because to me, that is really the true mark, the true magic of Jamie Sawyer is creative divination. So I'm going to pause you, and we're going to also, in the background, you're going to hear judo class because this is where we live, right? I'm above the Hawaii Jiu-Jitsu Academy here in the Kingdom of Hawaii, and we work with what we've got. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reorder the deck. The way this deck was done, I watched her doing it, and you can see it's called the Felt Tarot because these are scans of felt works of art that Jamie created. And Jamie Sawyer, she's got a website, which I'll of course have linked below, is her first career was as a tattoo artist. So she created, I want to say 5 decks in a row a few years back, and she was feeling a little burnt out, and she went back to doing tattoos full time. And while she was there doing the tattoos, she was of course working with other artists, and they appreciated her art aside from the actual tattoo art. And she ended up doing some flags for the other artists. And in her making these tattoo flags, she ended up, and there are flags from this deck that are for sale on her website right now. But she did like a heart and a snake or something for a tattoo artist, and then she started just doing them for herself. And before you know it, we have flags that were created that now she did 78 of them, and they're a tarot deck. Okay, so I have several of her creations. I have her first tarot deck, which is the Sawyer's Path Tarot. I have, of course, the Pocket of Peers Tarot, which is one of my great treasures. I have the Out of Hand Pocket Tarot. I have her collaboration with Benabel Wen, the Vitruvian edition of the tarot tiles. I have her 1909 tarot tiles, which are hex shaped. I love that. And I happen to have, I asked my son for this for Christmas, the felt tarot in tile form. Okay? So after we do all this sorting out, we'll do some playing around with creative tarot. I also happen to have, but not here with me in Hawaii, her big book that was before she did a lot of these stickers. So I got one of the stickers when I got the Out of Hand, and we'll see if I can get that in here because it's kind of big and my setup is a little weird. But first, I wanted to show you this, and I asked her about this, and she said, yeah, she did it on purpose. So these backs don't at first look reversible, but then they kind of do. And if you spread this deck, you see that they kind of are reversible. But in such a way that you can then go back and rearrange them fairly easily because one side's a green snake and one side's a blue snake. So she did that on purpose, and it's just another one of those cool ways that Jamie Sawyer's brain works. So here we've got swords, which are in the gray, pentacles, which are in the green. Her this deck has no actual people in it. The purple are the major arcana. The orange borders are the wands. Uh-oh, we're gonna run into trouble. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'm going to speed this up, and then you can pause if you need to. I'm gonna put the majors up here, and the cups are blue. And we'll do a little speed up of sorting the deck out, okay? So apparently there's blue I need to do now. Okay, so I'm not going to talk too much during this because I'm going to speed up and you'll be able to understand what I'm saying. So you can see all the pages have the hats. The suits are very elemental. So the cups, there's a lot of water. In the wands, there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of plants in the pentacles. And there's a lot of air and clouds in the swords. So I opened this deck on the beach a couple days ago, and I've been playing with it ever since. I wanted to come on here to do this preview with some knowledge already of the deck, aside from already having the tiles and from having watched it be created. I also wanted to be able to give you some idea of how it reads. I mean, do you guys do this when you read over a deck? You kind of lay it all out. The front thing, closing the gate. It's good for me because it's a hermit, hanged one. Okay, so I've got chariot, hermit, hanged one, devil, tower, emperor, sun, magician, fortune, high priestess, judgment, death, justice, the star, the moon, where's the sun? Where's temperance? Here you go, temperance, empress, death, okay. Empress, high priestess, there's the lovers, there's the fool, our Barney, strength, there's the world. There's the Hierophant. Okay. Alright, so we've got the Fool, Magician, High Priestess, Empress, Emperor, Hierophant, Lovers, Chariot, Strength, Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Justice, Hangman, Death, Temperance, Devil, Tower, Star, Moon, Sun, Judgment, the World. Okay. We've got the King of Wands, 1, 2, there's a 6, there's the 9, oh, there's the Queen, there's the 4, there's the Ace, there's the 8, there's the 3, there's the Page, there's the Knight, those guys opposite, there's the 10, these guys over here, and these guys here, 7, Cups. This. 7, 6, there's a Page, there's a 9, there's a 4, 3, there's an 8, there's a 5, there's the Knight, Page, there's a 10, there it is, and 8, there we go, Ace, 2, King of Swords, Queen of Swords, 3 of Swords, 10, 4, 5, the Ace, 6, the Knight, Queen of Pentacles, 8, 9, 7, 5, 10, King of Pentacles, so 3, 4, so the Knight. Where's the page? There's the page with hats. There's the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 2, please. Alright, so this deck is dedicated to Barney. And Barney, I think I said before that he was lost somewhere around Christmas last year, but it was actually September of 2024 when Jamie and her husband lost their dog, Barney. And he was a basset hound who had lived with them his whole life from puppyhood. So it was very much their fur baby, their child. And when it was apparent that he was ill and that nothing more could be done for him, they made his last months as comfortable as they possibly could. And it was a very difficult time. So this was right around when the first flags were being made, and she made one of Barney. And there's the red feather. He's got the wand and the satchel. It's a very RWS deck. Jamie has a YouTube channel that shows the process of creating these flags. And it's not a small thing. It takes no small amount of equipment and talent and space and brain power. But the roses and lilies, all the great magician stuff. The high priestess, you see the scroll is right there. She's centered in on the pomegranates. We've got a black and a white scroll, so they're like the pillars. And then inside this pomegranate is like a staircase, which I thought was pretty cool. The Empress has the stars. The forest is within the Empress. We still have our pumpkins, our wheat, the Venus sign. Then you have your Emperor. This is really very beautiful. The mountains in back, the red, the rocky hills, and just the kind of strength. There's even kind of ram's horns. In the Hierophant, she chose to use, what are these things called again? The plutonic shapes, the basic shapes that create the world, right? You still have the checkered floor, still have the pillars, still have the keys. The Lovers, beating heart. These are signposts, deciding which way to go. You've got the Garden of Eden snake, the fire and the apple, tree of knowledge, tree of life. All this stuff is there. She's just taken the humans out. Even this chariot is very RWS chariot. You get the moons on the side, which would be on his epaulettes. This would usually be on his chest piece. Even the Sphinx horses. I particularly like the entry for this about strength being kind of about pressure. The diamond is something that is beautiful, that's created by pressure over time. This hermit is particularly lovely, in my opinion. I like the looking out from the cave. Isn't it amazing how she managed to give you such realistic feelings through felt? You can see the texture of the felt in it. The Wheel of Fortune has some of the Egyptian stuff here, Anubis, the Sphinx. Here's a scarab and the golden snake. And these are books. It's kind of a spin the wheel type thing. Justice. This is a pretty dramatic one. This is a little sword in the stone, a little he who passes a sentence must swing the axe. Here the hangman is a chrysalis, which I always love. I liked that she put it in a tree that feels a little bit like fall, so you get the feeling of passing time. This death card, I think, is really beautiful. She does death well, and she does skulls well. But you've got your Tudor rose. You've got the passing of time. You have the skull going through the hourglass, and then back here you've got the scene where you usually have the sun rising in the back, and I think that's pretty neat. Here in Temperance, her angels are seraphim. Seraphim? I think that's what you call them, which I like. I'm into it. Here we have the devil. Got your horns and your upside down pentacle. It looks like an altar. But also the grapes behind here, right? The tower is kind of Oppenheimer, the atom bomb, the star. We still have all your stars out there. We still have the two pitchers and the water going through the land. The moon I thought was particularly interesting. I'll read you the entry in the guidebook. But this is actually an eclipse. So she's talking about how the moon is much smaller than the sun, but it does at one point have the power to eclipse it. And then the sun, we've got your horse, we've got the red sash, the sunflowers, and the flower of life. And then here's another seraphim angel. And instead of humans, because there are no humans in the deck, we have these kind of energy balls rising up. And then finally the world. And we have the angel, the seraphim again. We have the eagle, the bull, and the lion. And the wands, like I say, are just a building of fire, right? Love that. Sparklers. Victory. Really like the 7 of Wands, how she's got the fan going. 8, 9, and then 10. And then her courts are interesting because she puts the elements in these kind of outlines. So it kind of looks like a person, but it's not a person, right? You've got your salamanders. You've got the bright idea. Her knights are air, the element of air. So this is air of fire. There's the queen with her sunflowers and her cats. And finally the king, who's got the lion-headed crown of fire. What's not to love? Here's our cups. 2 of cups. 3 with the music. I love it. Pumpkins. Here's the 4. I drew this yesterday in reverse, and this looks like a flashlight. In the reading, it worked really well. There's your 5. 6 with the child's mobile. Look at this. Work done with Amazing. And this, the 7. How was she going to do the 7? Well, she did it. 8 cups leading up to steps. 9 with the 10. Gorgeous. There's a page. Knight. Queen. King. I really like this 2 of Swords. And this 3. The 3 is just beautiful. It's hard to imagine, isn't it? And there's that 4 of Swords, which is inside the church usually, with the swords in the same basic position, but it's now the window. So the angel that was usually there is now once again like a Metatron. 5 of Swords. Here's 6. Moving into calmer waters. 7. 8. The brain. 9. 10. This is wild. And then there's your page. Oops, sorry. Knight. Almost looks like he's being blown by the wind, doesn't it? Does that remind you of any clouds you remember? There's your queen. King. Ace of Pentacles. 2. Look at the boats. 3. 4. Abacus. 5. With the footprints in the snow. Perfect. 6. 7. 8. Hammering away. 9. The blindfolded hawk. Oh, I love it. 10. I love it. It's just the dogs, but you get the whole, yeah. Page. Studious. Knight. The queen with her roses and bunny. And there's our wealthy king. So I just kind of want to go through the guidebook a little bit. It's got a soft touch cover. It's just a paper book with black and white. And how it's set up, it's in order. You have the majors. There's like a descriptive thing in the beginning, but not a whole lot of history of this and that. She realizes that most people already know that stuff. But we've got the kind of a short saying. Then you have the artist's drawing notes, like an affirmation, if you will. I shine bright as I overcome. And then a journal excerpt from the strength card. And let me just read you the journal. In this energy, I am reminded that it's the pressures I have faced that reveal areas of expertise where I shine. It takes extreme patience to see the beauty in these facets. Many days spent looking in the mirror, asking why, or talking to a different version of myself. Maybe this time I'll see a new me. I'll feel different, but I will never break. Sure, there may be cracks along the way. They only make me that much more unique. I am a diamond just as I am a lion. Curious and fierce, misunderstood and captivating, my power, my true strength, comes from not breaking under pressure. I allow it to shape me into who I am today. I have faced downturns, endured discomforts. I've loved, I've experienced immense joys that at times I felt like I would burst. Every little bit has helped me to be curious about the lives and adventures of others. When we speak our stories to the world, share our trials and tales, they have the ability to connect and empower another. It's through this voice we may see ourselves in the facets of another. Never silence your roar. Compassion, empathy, resilience come through the cracks. I am strong. I am an infinite survivor. No matter what, I'll continue to show up and shine. And the whole book's written like that. The minors, maybe a little bit shorter, but they still, I mean, some of them not even, so it's pretty amazing. Really well-written guidebook, in my opinion. This deck is the same company that did the original Sawyer's Path. So the size and cardstock will be the same. This one's a little older, so but it's got that really nice slip. And all her stuff looks cool together. Don't be sad. Come on out. Let's go play. Oh. Okay, let me see if I can pull in. Let's look at the felt tarot with some stuff that isn't Jamie, okay? And then we'll go back and finish up with a reading. Hang on. We'll finish with a creative reading, a la Jamie Sawyer. Okay. Let's try with the Lenormand deck, because why not? This is the Anna-K Lenormand. So we have a garden and the heart. Oh, interesting. A frustrating meeting of romance. Fish, money, and woman, and strength. This looks like a very hard-working woman looking to collect. And tree and whip with 4 of Wands. Your family is trying to get a hold of you about a big celebration. Okay, hang on. Let's scoot it over a little bit. You gotta come out of your house if you want to get that little lucky moment. Stop thinking about it. Let's just go. And this trip could use a little perspective. Okay. All right. How about with Holly Simple's Amulet Friends Oracle. Oof. Judgment and the wheel with air. Indeed, both things Sometimes when you feel that pressure building up, you need to just let out the air and see what comes next. All right. At the end of it all, a good friend is proof positive you've been doing the right thing. Protect yourself from the guy with the big stick. Move on. Delicious. Nourish your soul with some deep, poetic rest. Believe it or not, the first thing I thought of when I thought of pairing this deck was with this. The Archetypes. Krans Archetypes. Oof, yeah. Let's get back to the basics. Gotta stop whining. Okay, let's see what. Ooh, this is beautiful. One more. One more, just because I like this. Yeah, that looks good together. Okay, let's go with. Everyone's got this deck out right now because there are several studies going on. Solace with the High Priestess and the Cups. Heal the slow. Perfect. Let's do another one that's kind of like this, but not really. I saw on Instagram she is about to do the last printing of Tree Whisper. So let's see how it looks with the felt tarot. The Lovers, Healing, and Six of Pentacles. Well, yeah. Chariot, Expectation, and Five of Pentacles. Stunning. Oh, I hear somebody coming. Hang on. All right, part 2. It is much later in the day. I just went to a bunch of garage sales and stuff with my daughter. I have no idea where I left off, but I know I wanted to pair this with a few more things. So let's just, well, you know what I want to, let's pair it with that. Sometimes, do you ever like pick cards that you want to see with a certain other card? So Santa Muerte with the moon. Ooh, and I promised you that I would read the moon entry. So let's just do that real quick. What do I do with no idea. The moon. This is an invitation to look deeper into the void, what's reflecting back to you. The shapes that form, whether real or imagined, clawed their way to the light from somewhere. You owe it to yourself to investigate further. So I'm going to read you the drawing notes for this one. Oh, except for the single statement is totality lasts but a moment. Drawing notes. I wanted to tap into the illusory nature of the moon card, how it can reveal many things. It's an invitation to see what is materializing. Look deeper. Eclipses, especially the solar eclipse, have a tendency to make the world want to stare directly into it, even knowing that danger lurks if we stare too long. There's always a chance of permanent damage. The moon may be small in comparison to the sun, but it wields the power to step fully into the path, blocking everything else out. The darkness can be all-consuming for a brief moment. The black moon for this card is also like a scrying mirror. Look into the depths and see what comes into the light. Is it real or imagined? The clouds are suggestive in nature. The canines are present, sitting on their opposite banks parted by the sea of nighttime sky. So do you see the two dogs that are kind of built out of clouds? They witness the primordial power clawing its way from behind the moon. So the light that is clawing its way from behind the moon is in the shape of a crab's claw. So clever. So stinking clever. Oh my God. I also wanted to put these two together just for giggles and snorts. This is, I don't know if I said, by the way, but this is the same artist who did the Desert Illuminations deck. I'm trying to find the box for that. Don't you love when you're... It's like the... Here it is. The Illuminated Deck of Holy Souls by Lindsey D. Williams. She puts it Lindsey D. Amour Williams. Anyway, yeah. So I thought that was cool. I'll try and edit this a bit to make sure it comes out good, but that's pretty cool. Seraphiel and Judgment. So I'm not going to read all these things. You'll have to buy the deck to hear all the rest of the cool things. Let's see. Let's do Joan of Arc and the Queen of Swords. That's a pretty cool combo. Yes. What else did I want to look at? Oh, let's look at this with death. Oh, there's the seraphim. Let's look at those again. While I find death. Come on, where are you? I just saw you. It's nice to have these color-coded borders because you can know which cards to look at and which cards not to look at. All right. Saint Marina and Death. I thought this is interesting because it looks like she's fighting a demon, right? Cool. So a lot of these pairings I hadn't tried yet. I'm just kind of winging it here. This is the Wisdom of Pooh tarot. I thought, let's try it with something kind of light-hearted. There's both horses. Knight of Chocolate Pentacles with the sun. Ooh, what's going to happen to your chocolate pentacles? Also, look at this. The centers of the sunflowers look like... Ooh, it's the Heffalump. And Barney. Oh, that is very interesting. Okay. There's the World. Feeling trapped at the dinner table. Well, we've all known that feeling. Three of Wands. And the Page of Cups. Wow, that actually goes together beautifully. All right. Let's look at, should we look at another tarot deck? Yeah, sure, why not? What the heck? Let's look at Julia Jeffrey's Witch Sister. Ooh, Knight of Cups and Five of Waters. Interesting. Three of Stones and Three of Swords. Also interesting. Eight of Stones and 10 of Pentacles. The very peopliness of this one, together with the no peopliness of this one, is super interesting to me. Oh, that looks cool. Oh. Two of Trees and Eight of Cups. Wow, that's pretty cool. I like it. Okay. What should we try? Should we try something? Let's try. This is the Gothic Oracle and the the Southern Botanic Oil Oracle and the Southern Gothic Oracle. Okay. Kudzu with the Four of Swords. That's actually really beautiful. Should we see if we can do two piles here? I just keep both these, the Southern Gothic and the Botanical Gothic in together. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Huh. Looky there. How interesting. Oh yeah, there we go. That's really good. Oh, I like these together. That's a pair that other people should try for sure. Okay, let us, I think that's like a ton of pairings and people can only take so much. So let's go ahead and see if I can fit this, this creative tarot sticker in here. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. So this is from the Out of Hand Tarot, and it's the Strength card. Okay? So the idea behind these Creative Tarot stickers is you can stick them all in a book. Okay? And actually right now they're on sale. If you get 3 of them, you can get a free one. If you get, and they're on discount right now. So they're all different. This one has got a bigger square here for a full-size card, like this, right? And it's got smaller card outlines for a smaller card, like this. And it's got space for regular size tiles, like this. And space for tiny tiles. I don't have any tiny tiles. But you don't even have to use it like that. You can use it any way you want to use it. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start this reading out with an archetype card. Let's start it with the box. Okay. And then we're going to put 2 Jamie Sawyer cards here, or the felt tarot cards here. And then I'm also going to do one of these here. And I'm going to grab some of these hex tiles. Get the Moonlit Fae bag if you can. They are a little on the pricey side, but it makes using the tiles so much more fun. These bags have, this kind that I got for this has like a window on the outside, and so you can see what you're kind of doing. But anyway, so we've got the Hanged Man. We've got the Emperor. We've got the 5 of Swords. And we've got, ooh, the Moon. All right. I'm just going to move these cards up a little bit so that we can see everything. I mean, that's obviously the 2 of Cups, right? Okay. What else do we need? Let's get a couple Barney tiles. Or I'm sorry, felt tiles. I have a tendency to call the tarot the Barney tarot because it's because of him that it came about, right? So I'm going to put the 8 of Pentacles there, the 8 of Swords here, and in the center here, the Queen of Pentacles. All right. And then, just for giggles and snorts, we're going to have a couple Lenormand tiles. We'll have the Lady, Stars, and Clover. Okay? All right. So, what do we do with all this? OMG. All right. So, we're starting with the box. Okay? The box is, I mean, it's a structure. It encases something, right? All right. So, then we move on. This is something that you don't want to face, you don't want to look at, but it's fanning the fire. It's really starting to cause some trouble. And here we have the Two of Cups. This is, you need to perhaps have a meeting of the minds, perhaps even an emotional meeting, any kind of connection, because this is starting to get a little crazy, this not paying any attention. And it's because you felt trapped, okay? You're feeling trapped by this whole, come on, look at me, look at me, look at me, and you don't want to, and it's making you freak out. But you know what? Sometimes you got to do the work. And from the work, we learn and we become better. We become a better version of ourselves. So you've been hanging around waiting for the best time to deal with this, to, perhaps create a more stable situation. And you don't want to have stupid fights. But you know what? This might just all be in your head. You might just be thinking incorrectly about it. And that, my friends, is how you do creative readings with a bunch of really cool Jamie Sawyer things, and even some stuff that isn't a Jamie Sawyer thing. So this is the Lenny tiles, the regular size. This is the felt tarot tiles. This is the 1909 hex tiles. This is the out of hand pocket deck. And this is, my friends, the felt tarot, which is coming to Kickstarter on May 6th. So follow the links. At the beginning of this video, there is a picture of the little UPC code that you can use to follow. Oh, here we go. I got it again. I found it. Use this UPC code to go to Kickstarter, and you can get to the Kickstarter campaign. May 6th, go get you some, and thank you for coming.